episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia, hello.
I'm Ruel Gaviola.
And I'm Mike Delisio.
Welcome to Crowdsurfing, a weekly show we do about Kickstarter and GameFound projects. Also, this particular week, it's part of the Autumn Spectacular, which is why Ruel is joining us. He said every Kickstarter that we're talking about today is horrible.
Yeah.
We're having someone to...
No. That is not the case here.
Yes.
You'll fit right in.
Someone to balance us right out.
But before we start, we have a contest for you. There's a game coming to Kickstarter soon called Hamlet. Hamlet is a medium-like competitive village builder where you're trying to turn your Hamlet. At first, I thought it was about the play. It's not.
About the play Hamlet?
You're
No.
building an actual Hamlet, turning it into a town. So this is designed by David Cheercop, who did one of your favorite games, Petrichor.
Petrichor, I love Petrichor.
In which you can be a little ring cloud.
You can. It's very sweet and very mean.
This is coming from Mighty Boards, who makes games that Mike loves.
Generally.
Excavation Earth, Post-Human Saga, the Vengeance game.
Vengeance game I like a lot.
Vengeance is great.
Yep, absolutely.
The
Mike
Roman fight.
loves vengeance.
So all you do to win you get a full pledge of this. We got one prize worldwide. Email us at contest@dicestar.com. In the subject line, put the word mighty.
Mighty!
Do not put the synonym Z.
Nah.
That will not work.
That is not a synonym for mighty.
Terrible joke. All right, we're going to get started here looking at some projects in a second, but first we're going to go to Mark.
This week's Spotlight is brought to you by Phase Shift Games. Prepare yourself, gather your crew, and prepare to explore the vast reaches of infinite space. Your newly installed rocket drive will aid in mining unusual asteroids teeming with valuable crystals. Your experimental drop drive will allow you to reach distant and unknown destinations, make orbit at strange worlds to sell off your cargo, pick up passengers, and discover alien specimens, while battling unscrupulous pirates hell-bent on profiting off your tireless efforts. It's time to drop into space. Drop Drive is a unique drop-style sandbox game where your main goal is to bank the most credits before the market demand tokens run out. The space captain with the most credits will win the game. So please, go check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
You can see that. We played that live, I think, on Monday, right? It was either Monday or yesterday.
I don't remember. I wasn't in that one.
Well, it was live. We played it so you can check it out. All right, here we go. Jumping into projects, not as many this week, but even so, here we go.
Here we
go. The first is on GameFound here. We have Goldenstar, James Bond in the Galactic Tournament. No, it's GoldenEye.
Goldenstar, I found your weakness.
So I don't know.
Goldenstar.
So there it is.
This is my fault. All right, so this is the Galactic Tournament where there's a bunch of knights. This almost looks like adrenaline. It looks a lot like adrenaline.
Yeah, but the look, what does that look like? I can't quite put my finger on what's this.
The cartoon.
There's something.
A little bit of Voltron, but that's not what I don't think.
No.
Voltron? No.
It looks like something. It looks like some sort of cartoony.
Yeah, it's got that
vibe.
friendly sci-fi vibe.
Right,
to it,
a little bit
right?
almost.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of Mass Effect. Little bit.
Okay.
Guys, it's definitely.
It's like Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Street Fighter is what I would say.
Okay.
Yes, that's the thing there.
It's awesome.
There's a lost connection. I hope that doesn't affect our mics or anything.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I don't know a lot more to say about this. It looks interesting. I just don't have a lot of background. This feels like it came out of nowhere, which is not a lot of the way a lot of Kickstarters are.
Yeah. There have been a few of these kind of tournament-style themed games. It makes sense for a skirmishy type. This one is saying it's asymmetric.
It's a deck builder, right? It's,
I think, it's asymmetric deck builder.
Which means you're out.
It's a very crowded genre. Maybe they're doing something different.
Okay, well, I'll give them this. I feel like their aliens and stuff look a little different than the normal Drek that's out there. This is almost cosmic encounter-y with the silliness factor.
Yeah,
I
the
can see
enemies
that.
do kind of look like that. I'm nothing about this is exciting me. I do think the minis look good. The game, the title, the aesthetic is cute, but it doesn't. It's almost not being brave enough to go retro sci-fi look. There's something about the lettering that makes me think this looks like Masters of the Universe. The font has a real Masters of the Universe vibe.
Okay.
Right, the battle for Goldenstar, that right there. But the look isn't quite going full-on old cartoon from the 80s.
Yeah.
That might have been more interesting to me. As it is right now, I'm thinking I'm not interested.
I'm neutral on this one.
Yeah.
I would definitely play it, but it's not like something I'm going to be paying a whole lot of attention to. If if it shows up, I'll definitely be into playing it.
Some of this artwork is good.
Yeah, and it's a good-looking page too.
I like how it looks here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
you
doing-
like it the most, I think.
It's not doing
Tom.
tremendously well, actually, though.
No, it's really not. How long is it?
No,
It's
there's
22 days
left. We'll see. It might be fun.
I think it just started maybe today or yesterday
It
because
did start today.
There you go.
Or
Okay,
yesterday.
okay.
It was
Yeah.
one of those
So
two.
they got plenty of time to
Like
make this
Mike
happen.
said, basically.
Yeah.
Yesterday or today.
Artisans of Splendent Vale. Now, this one started off with a pretty big bang. It's cooled down a bit here. There's not a lot of time left on this one.
Right.
This is yet another in a getting more crowded genre of playing through a book.
yes.
I'm not actually opposed to this. I think this is a fun way to play games.
I would be hypocritical if I said, because my thing was when these first started coming out, I'm like, let's do this all the time, and I'm still going to stick with that.
Yeah.
If the choice is that or having to sort through a box for a bunch of tiles, where I'm looking, I'll take this every time.
Yeah.
I'm not over the books. I think it's a really smart. Not only is it usually attractive, it seems like they do a really nice job at making the art nice on these books.
Right.
But I think that there's a nice, UI type of and a table space benefit.
Yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
about these books.
Yeah, you
Keep
can
them coming.
flip a page, and the next scenario is there and set up for you
Right,
with all the bits and bobs that would normally take cardboard pieces.
Yeah.
Done. Sold
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
absolutely up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to live stream this. My wife
Oh.
Michelle and I live streamed the first little scenario.
Okay.
And she's normally not into these types of games, but she loved it.
Okay.
We open our books, read about our characters, and then we go to the first mission, and it's already you just put out a couple of pieces and you jump right in.
What kind of game would you call that? Is it like an adventure game?
Adventure, yeah, a narrative adventure game.
Have you played Near and Far? Is it anything like that? or-
The scenario we did no,
Okay.
it wasn't like that because
Okay.
Near and Far was.
I'm thinking more Mice and Mystics. Is it that kind of
Yeah,
style?
yeah,
Oh,
a
okay,
little more like
okay.
that. Nikki Valens, they have produced
Eldritch Horror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eldritch Horror, Legacy of Dragonholt,
Right.
Quirky Circuits. So
Yeah.
we really enjoyed the world that they've created here is wonderful. From what we've seen early on, it is spectacular. Honestly.
That's what's got my
Hey, look at that! Those people right there. Yeah, right above that
right
tabletop
up, go up,
tonight.
Tom.
Go up a little.
There we go, look at that.
Those little cartoon characters.
let's play this.
That's Michelle and I and our pug Bruno.
That's beautiful,
And,
love
yeah,
it.
there we are right there.
Inception!
It's oh my gosh, what level is this?
Yo!
Mind blown.
Yeah,
Where's Bruno?
Bruno, where are you at? He's probably sleeping.
it looks
Okay,
like
that
this is a fully realized world, and with
Yes.
Nikki Valens involved, that's
Yep.
not surprising. I mean, they're really
Yeah.
good at world building, so looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
All right. Next we have Code Crackers, the dry erase deduction game, which looks suspiciously like Code 777.
I was gonna say
I
that's what I
watched-
thought immediately.
And I watched the video, and this is code 777
Okay.
for 2. For
Oh,
only
well, that
2
changes
players.
everything.
Oh, okay. I have a sneaking suspicion the 2 folks that show up in the video. Is
It's
that
got
Bruno?
a dog. Is that a dog?
Tell me that's Bruno.
I'm all in.
The 2 folks that show up in the video, I wonder if they just simply aren't aware of code 777.
Maybe, yeah.
That's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
You know
it's
what
an
I mean?
older game that got reprinted and then faded out of the scene
Yeah,
immediately.
this feels to me like it simply is.
Also, that's making me ill. Okay, here we go.
Nope.
Oof.
yeah,
Come
that
on,
sounds
dude!
freaky, yeah.
Oof.
Careful.
But yes, if you are aware of that previous game, this is very similar to that. Seems okay. The older game 777 is a little more robust, I think, than this.
There's also colors involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's only one of one number, and there's 4 of ones, etc.
Yeah, if no one had ever played these types of games, they might be interested. I mean, it's a
That being
neat
said,
little
hey,
genre.
you know,
This feels really indie, though.
It's
This
a very
is a couple of people putting this
right.
together. Graphic design is not that great. Yeah, this is small.
Right.
all right. Shashn, Azadi. I still have not played Shashn. It's been sitting on our shelf now for like a couple months. And the problem with this Shashn, every time I look at it, it's like 3 hours. It says on the box. or something.
Yeah, and
it's
here's
like,
the
well,
thing. There's probably I'm going to put my foot right in my mouth on here, but
Do it.
There's probably a reason behind this, but I really kind of wish I had remembered this when we were doing our terrible names list because Shashn Azadi. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Now, there might be a reason behind it, and if so, I'm ignorant to it and fully stipulated, but I don't love the name.
This is a different game, though, right?
I
This
believe
is not
it
an
is.
expansion.
Yes.
This is a different game.
Semi-co-op retelling of Rebellion. Yeah.
And it's a political game.
It's a high
Which
concept
I
game,
like.
right?
I like
is.
politics. I mean,
Yeah.
I like.
Games about political sort of
That's not real.
concept.
Yeah.
I like politics as long as we're not talking about real life politics.
Yeah,
Right.
or like historical things are fine for you. That's okay too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if
historical
it's-
back because it's in the past.
Yeah.
A lot of this did not load. I'm going to redo the page, but
I've heard, a lot of people are excited about this game. I've had people asking about whether we're going to, cover it on the channel. But like you said, it's a big game. It's a big time investment from what we can tell.
it's on the shelf to play. I just
Yeah.
have not
It's
played
a
it.
good looking
It
game.
is.
I
It is.
think graphic design. I was just talking about graphic design. This is pro.
It looks like
pro
playing
level
cards.
Graphic
See?
design.
This looks like playing card graphic design. To me.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, it's very well done. I like the way everything is laid out. This seems.
Can you go to that
strong.
one character right below that, Tom? There is a character.
Like those?
Yeah, one of those characters. I don't know if you can click on those, but one of them looked like Christopher Walken to me.
Oh.
The blue
Oh,
one?
the blue one.
Right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
wow.
you.
The
I thought it was just me.
Continental.
Okay.
The showstopper.
Yeah.
The Continental.
I've got a fever.
You got a favor. Need some more cowbell, right? Okay.
The only prescription is your Kickstarter dollars.
Which they've done really well, right?
They have done
It
well.
has done well. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Next, Bridge City Poker, Portland's climbing trick-taking game. There's not many climbing trick-taking games. In fact, the only one I can think of is Teach You.
Teach you, yeah.
That's climbing and trick-taking.
Yeah.
This one also has action cards and stuff, so it's a little wilder than that.
Okay.
Can I do the thing that Z always says where I hate everything about this? I hate those cards so much.
Okay.
They
If
look
I'm
like
holding that in my hand, what am I holding? I have to, you can't fan them.
right.
Right. So you can't
To read
see.
the whole card.
They even, in a weird way, give me a little bit of a Flux vibe there with the
That is
look
a
of-
flux
those-
vibe.
with the look of those cards. This is to me, this looks like a very niche product. It's
do like how
from
the bridges look, though.
Portland game collective. It's, I think, probably being mostly marketed towards, I would imagine, people in and around Portland. That's the the impression I get. What are they asking for? I have assumed this is a pretty modest goal. This
Yeah.
Yeah,
product.
what is this? How much
Can't
is
be
it?
too much, right?
20.
$20, yeah.
Yeah, but what are they trying to raise?
It's already fun, David. I only just needed like
Funded
6.
in
I
7
think.
hours, right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they were only asking for
Three,
$3
all
grand.
right.
Yeah,
This
that's
is a
fine though.
small
That's all
scale
they.
project.
That's all they want to do. And so,
Right.
and I actually don't hate everything about it. I don't like those cards. I
Right.
think the color scheme here
I don't mind that look
is
right
cool
there. Yeah.
because even if you can't tell the difference in colors, there's bridge symbols there, and I
will
like
say-
how they look.
I think the graphic design is not bad.
right.
It's very clean line art, but it's not bad. Those bridge
For
cards
those cards,
look good.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Those cards, yeah.
It is
A bit
interesting
busy.
though that they're calling it poker when it's a trick-taking ladder climbing game.
That's what confused
It's
me.
a shedding game,
And
which
that
is
has
a
nothing
ladder
to do
climbing thing, right? You're
Yeah.
trying to empty
Yeah.
your hand.
Yeah.
But poker is
That's not
buzzword.
is a buzzword.
Is okay.
Yeah, I guess because it's not poker, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're a poker guy. It's
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused. I was
Yeah.
like, there's nothing to do with bridges and poker, so
Right.
I don't know. But
is it a game of bridge? Is that what it is? Maybe?
That's the problem. This is all over the place. Bridge.
That's
is
funny.
a
I didn't
game.
even think of that one.
bridge pinochle poker. It's called. Yeah.
But Z, I do agree with you. I like that minimalist style art right there. It is very
those
clean.
cards are attractive.
Yeah, those
I think.
those
those
cards are
four
great.
right there.
If
those
that was the whole
literal
game, I'd
four
be pretty
cards.
happy with it.
I'd
It's
be
this stuff I
interested.
don't
It's
like.
all the action
It's the
stuff I'm
power
worried
cards.
about.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can do pairs and that's sort of just shedding cards out of your hand. That's fine.
Right.
But then there's a whole deck of action cards.
Right.
And I'm worried those are Uno-esque.
Take 4.
Yeah.
Take 4, yeah.
All right, a few years ago, Western Empires came out. I believe we have it in the Dice Tower Library. I don't know if we do, but I think we do. Gigantic civilization
Now we can
game.
have an 18-player experience, Tom.
Right. If you thought Western Empires was too small, you can get Eastern Empires and combine them to play Mega Empires.
Mega Empire!
Well, Mega Civ, which came out 4 or 5 years ago, was an 18-player game. I remember that.
Yes.
There was that one Dice Tower Con where they started playing at 10 in the morning and they were done around 6 a.m. the next day.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
I walked by, and every time I laughed. I mean, but here's the thing: they had a great time. I can't fault that.
that's what
If you're
counts.
having a fantastic time,
Wow.
I do wonder sometimes if these are almost like hot sauce challenges, playing these 27-hour games. It's like I survived Mega Civ or what. You know what I mean?
but they're very involved. Like
Yeah,
when I
sure.
see them, because you're trading, you're working with everybody.
Right,
and
Right.
So I get that, and this is cool. It is definitely not my style, and I think we have. I think we have Western in life. We might not. If we don't, I meant to get it.
I think I remember unboxing the first one of these. I had put it out of my memory completely. I had a Men in Black moment, but it's all coming back to me right now, unfortunately.
I just don't think I need both.
There's a lot of stuff in these boxes. man.
John Against Games did a tutorial and playthrough. How long?
Buckle up. We're
It's
going
only
to
an
be
hour
here
and 26
for
minutes.
75
no.
hours.
No, I call foul.
Right.
I want to see. Did they show them together?
Up at the top, they had an image of 2 maps side by side.
Wow.
I can
On the
imagine.
top?
One of them kind of looked empty, though. Go down a bit there.
Oh yeah, I see that. No, this is what's in the box. These 2 map boards are in the box.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
geez.
I was wondering if they were
So
showing.
then when you put them both together, that's 4 boards.
4 boards. You're going to need 2 tables.
I want to see if they showed the whole thing together. Oh, there it is.
About
It's
to
right there.
throw up if you
Bam!
do.
Wow.
Right.
That doesn't look that big until you realize that this is the player board
That's
here.
1/117th scale.
So this plays up to 18 players, is that right?
18 players.
Oh my goodness.
Now that being said, for 180, that seems
10
reasonable.
10 euros per gamer
Right.
is
That's
not
not
bad.
bad at all.
And that's one game.
That's right.
Yeah.
You play it twice,
Well,
it's
if
like
you
it's
play it
free.
twice, I do
It's
believe
like it's
you
free.
die.
So here's how you set this up. If you're going to play, you like bring $10 and a change of clothes, and we're going to play a game of what was this called? Mega
Empires.
Mega Empires. That's
Yeah.
right.
All right.
I like it.
Myth and Goal. Now, by the way, I really dislike the name of this one.
Yeah.
I don't, especially since it's not from the company Mythic.
No, and I'm a little more bothered by the name on a purely like practical level. I'm trying to think. Okay, what were they as a football fan? What are they trying to?
Like,
First
what's
and
the
goal.
word? What's
First
the
and goal or fourth and goal?
Yeah, but none of them sound like myth.
Yeah, I know.
I agree, right? Like
If
the
there was
pun,
a 5th down, I'm all in. But there's not a 5th down.
No. Well,
There's 4 downs.
pun doesn't
Fourth,
quite
yeah.
work,
Yeah,
right? The play
right.
on words,
Right.
Yeah.
We don't get it. It doesn't work, right?
They both end with TH.
I guess. I think this is obviously appealing to people who are fans of like Blood Bowl,
Bowl,
and
yeah.
Blitz Bowl.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And
That's it.
if that's your jam, you are thrilled about this.
And they definitely got all the reviewers to say it's the best one of the genre.
Sure.
There's also
That
several
hasn't
people.
swayed me, though. That's the problem.
There's several people also saying it's a fairly simple game,
Uh-huh.
That
which
I'm
is-
okay with.
They
which is
should be.
interesting.
They
I
should
like
be.
that.
Yes.
I do like that. I like that there's free agents, so you can put them in your team.
Like mercenaries.
It's got a little
almost.
bit of a rum and bones thing going
Yeah,
on in this
yeah.
game.
Well, actually, what was Eric Lang's game of this called? It was
Chaos Ball.
Chaos
Ball.
Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaos Ball was really simple, although it was less about a sports game, and you just ran around and punched each other.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if this is leaning more into like an actual.
I hope so, but you know, even though people say it's simple, there's still a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
This is not that simple. This looks like a
Right.
fantasy flight level game.
I like that board actually.
The board is small. This is definitely going to compete with Blood Bowl, and they didn't go out of their way to make the players look that different.
Right. Well,
Okay.
Blacklist has done some good minis from what I could. I'm not a minis guy very much, but I bet if you got this all painted up, it would look pretty amazing on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much is this one? 50. That's not
50
bad.
for
That's not
the
bad
for the
at all.
base
For the
game.
base.
That's a standee version, Tom.
Yeah, but that's okay because
Yeah.
that might, if you don't care about the minis,
Right,
50
right.
seems reasonable. if you
No,
want the
that's
minis,
garbage.
109 for the minis.
109.
For just the minis.
and the stretch
And the
goal.
book, right?
And the game.
150 if you want the Scions of Grace. And Team Spirit. Who's got it? All right.
Mike's got it.
Write the Future, a neon-infused cyberpunk roll and write/stamp game. By the way, I would not be opposed if we started moving towards this stamp thing, because I think that's a cool way to do roll and write.
It's not a bad
neat.
idea at all,
It really
actually.
is.
It's a pretty slick idea.
Like the cartographers' little stamps, that's really neat.
Have you done it with that?
I have not, but it looks amazing.
I haven't either. I would like
Have you tried it
I
with
bought
the
them, and then I didn't get the stamp pads, and then they broke. It's a long story.
Oh, no.
But I'm rebuying them because I think it's a neat idea.
Yeah.
The problem with that, some people, those stamps I bought were this thick, so it's functionally bad. Because I don't know, I would have to look from the side to make sure I'm putting it. It needs to be. It needs to be
So
the
wait,
size
like
of the
as
square.
you look at it from the top, the thing is bigger than the actual stamp area.
It usually
Yeah.
will be because you have the stamp on the inside. You always have to have the outer edge.
Yeah.
that
Well, no, the only way is if you
sheets
make that
into.
No, you can make a wooden block that's real thin.
Nah.
What are you talking
That's
about?
not how I stamp. If it's a plastic stamp,
Look, my mom was a stamper, and she had all wooden
I
blocks.
guess some
basically.
of them don't have like a sheath. Some do, where it's surrounded by something, and you press down to stamp, and it comes out.
Again, a wooden block you can also press down.
Yeah,
on.
but okay. Welcome
Oh,
to
you're
night.
talking about
welcome-
one that has
that does
like
the flip around. Yeah. I mean, Tom's talking about 1604 over here. He's gonna have like a wax seal he's pouring on his.
That's what we're talking about.
What are you talking
We're
about?
talking about when you dip in the pad and then you just stamp.
Yeah,
You're talking about one of those?
I'm talking about one of those like, like you're letting somebody out of prison.
That's right. That's why I want.
They're like $30 a
They
piece.
stopped making that in the late 1600s.
Get your inkwell next time, and you write with your stylus.
Look at the game.
Dear Francesca,
Unfortunately, for me,
you're out.
for me, the main thing about this game is it's the theme that looks like the thing that's different.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not the game, that's for sure.
Right. I don't love the aesthetic of this, honestly, and I like cyberpunk as a theme. I know you're similar in that way, I think.
Yeah, but it's not there.
No,
Mike.
it's not. It just
Yeah,
doesn't.
no.
It's like oversaturated neon doesn't make it into cyberpunk.
I also hated Dystopia, but
Okay, I haven't played it.
Yeah, the whole like sci-fi thing here and roll and write. I immediately think of Dice Stars from Bruna Cathala.
Yeah.
That was a nice little game, but there was like no theme. Come on,
Right.
it was just,
No, it's
you know,
very much an abstract.
Yeah,
Sure.
so I'm not really sure how that works.
I think there's
here.
probably 5 or less roll and writes where the theme matters.
Gone Shot Clever, of course.
That's
Like cartographers would be one.
Cartographers is one.
And
Yeah.
Welcome to.
There are a couple.
All right, River and Stone playing cards. Now this irritates me, and I'll tell you why. Because we looked at that Kickstarter last week. That made like $1 million.
Right.
This is better looking than that.
But
think.
this has a lot of buzz in the gamer community.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of Beth
Beth
Sobel.
Sobel probably
Sobel.
hasn't burst out of board gaming. Like, if
Right,
you're a
I
board
think
gamer,
that's
you know
what it is. The
Yeah.
big card projects are the ones that are outside of games, right? They have a big YouTube channel, or they're part of some other collective or something.
Yeah.
There's also two and again, this is in my humble opinion, okay? There's two very different sort of mentalities that we're dealing with here. Board gamers are looking at these things and looking for one thing, pretty artwork on cards, Beth Sobel.
And you got that.
Yep.
Card collectors are looking at this in a very different light. There's a lot of things here that a lot of card collectors are not interested in.
It bucks the trends of card collector stuff.
Not black
right?
and red.
It's not
Yep.
black and red.
Doesn't show you the number of pips on
There's
the
no
card.
pips. It's a full-on illustration.
It doesn't have rotational symmetry. Yes! Look at this. I'm learning.
Doesn't
I'm
have
learning.
that. There's a lot here I don't like. From again, I like a lot of this artwork. I think it's
The artwork's
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I do not like this deck of cards as a deck
Interesting.
of cards.
Interesting.
I almost wish Beth had done a calendar. With
She
this
should.
art.
She might, right?
Yeah, she might have a calendar
Yeah.
on
Well,
like
this
those
is her
nature
first
prints.
creative project, so maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to play a prototype early copy of these cards. I got to play. I just played Klondike Solitaire on
There
stream.
you go. I like
and
that.
I thought it was gorgeous on the table.
Yeah,
and
I-
again, as a poker player, I don't know if I'd play poker with these cards.
Yeah.
But solitaire or any other type of games, it just looks so beautiful on the table. And I mean, she's one of my favorite artists. So
Ditto, yeah.
Gorgeous.
And if you were going to make like a little artistic display, oh my
yeah.
gosh, like if you had this thing framed, it would look incredible, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, the face cards here, very different than what we normally see.
Sure, sure.
Like I'm used to seeing, the U.S. playing card company, with a very plain and generic king, queen, jack. And she's actually using the U.S. playing company to produce these.
Okay.
So they're going to be really nice quality as well.
Sure. Well, they are funding, but I think it's because it's more of an insular project.
Sure, I just thought it would be bigger. That's all. But-
Yep.
All right, Reputation, a dystopian corporate theme bidding game. Become a CEO of a $1 trillion company, not billion,
Right.
trillion.
So when I first this is something we've talked about here recently. If this first impression that I get from the page to me is so off-putting, it's so off-putting, but I think I might be interested in the game.
Yeah, I don't like this. Use a real person, but pretend it's art.
The look of this is very off-putting to me.
Very
but then,
mild filter over it.
right. But then when I got down to what the actual gameplay was looking like, I'm like, I might be into this. It's like got some bidding.
Yeah.
It's from the designer of Scout.
He also did Yokai Septit, the really cool trick-taking game.
So I think there might be a good game here. I just wish the aesthetic was a bit different.
Yeah,
and
graphic design
first thing
is
that
just
hits
not
you on that
there,
page, and I'm like, oof. I would have passed on if we weren't doing this. You know what I mean?
I agree. I didn't even know all that information about the designer, like you said. I just looked at it and thought, here I don't mind this particular art. I think that looks fine. But the graphics here, like this, for example, the meeples and stuff, this looks straight up like most prototypes we get.
It does
That's
not,
what they do. They throw the meeples, the symbols there.
If it could really stand a run through of a professional, graphic designer, and not saying that the person who did it wasn't. That sounded very bad. I guess this isn't to my taste, the look of it, but I think the game might be good.
So, Mike, are you going to back it then? You thinking backing it?
I don't know. I think that's one. There's enough red flags that I'd like to play it first.
Got it.
I'd like to play it first.
Yura Penguin Mini. So we actually, I think we played this live on the channel.
I think we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yura Penguin, not Mini.
Yeah,
we
just a
played
regular
Yura Penguin, which comes with super cute penguins.
Yes.
Very similar in many ways to
Rhino Hero.
Rhino Hero.
It's very similar to Rhino.
It's
Love it
Rhino
already.
Hero mixed with Uno.
Little bit.
What?
Okay.
Where's the Uno
Yeah,
stuff?
you're going to trigger Roy here.
No, it's not mixed with Uno. Again, with Rhino Hero, you can occasionally play a card on top.
Yeah.
Here, you have to match the card on top to be able to do it.
Yeah, there are cards in Rhino Hero though that let you skip the other
Skip a
player's turn or
turn.
reverse.
No, I
or
get that, but in this one, you also had to match the card.
That's true,
And
yes.
it had draw two, and it had all this.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if one is better than another. I mean, they're
No,
both.
I can tell you that. Rhino Hero is better, and I'll tell you
Okay.
why.
All right.
Because it's a much more compact, less fragile game. It has all the cards, you fold them, you're done. You put them out, you play it. This has round cards. It has these things, the three-folded things. It's a little messier to put out on the table.
I thought that was by design though. I mean, they specifically say you can have that three-fold card kind of.
No, I get it. I'm just saying to teach it, to set it up, to play it. It's just a little messier.
look at that.
Look at that sucker.
Right.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is one of those projects.
Sucker.
You're a penguin.
I feel like this is one of those projects though that you know right now if you're interested or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean, you immediately know if this game is for you or not.
Yes.
I put it in the Dice Area library. I like it.
I like it. Now, I don't know if the mini is necessarily
That's the thing. I don't know if I want the mini
Yeah.
version.
So the regular version, is it like
It's like-
Rhino Hero size?
Yeah,
or?
it's not outrageously big. I mean, it's probably going to be about this
and that's
high.
my problem. If I'm playing a dexterity game, mini is not the word I want to hear.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
My
yeah.
thumbs are fat.
But you need to be able to play this on an airplane, Tom,
Thumbs?
or on a boat.
Could you imagine that? Oh my
The
god.
captain's like, buckle your seatbelts. You're like, no!
Or in a canoe or something. You know what I mean? Right.
We're about to hit turbulence. You're like, quick, finish the game.
Game over.
Whitewater rafting.
That's
and,
right.
White water.
It's adorable.
It does look cute.
Oh, yeah, and they had, in the set that we had, they had like normal penguins, and then they had like a set
Emperor
of,
penguins.
and then they had the ones with the,
Aw.
Yeah.
Look at that. Come on.
Yeah, it's adorable. I mean,
that's
this
She's
adorable.
so cute.
This is beyond charming.
can you buy the original one on
I
here,
think
though?
they've got the original here as well, yes. I think you
that
can
it
get
right there?
both or one or the other.
You can get the mini and the regular. The mini and the regular. I don't think you can,
Plus deluxe.
I don't see anywhere where you can't get the, without the mini.
Oh, is that right?
This is what came
That
with the
makes
big
sense
one.
that they
go
would
to-
want
yeah.
to sell you the mini.
Right.
Look
Yeah,
at the penguins. Look at that. Big
Now, I will tell
look at
you,
that fat one.
these were close to my favorite wooden meeples until I got Aqua Garden.
Oh.
That's even cuter than this.
Good way to stick
Those
that
are
in
super
here.
cute.
Uh-huh.
All right, loyalty or liberty? Pick one.
Loyalty.
Loyalty?
Liberty.
All right, I don't like this art.
I feel like we've covered this.
I know I've seen that video.
We have covered this, haven't we, or something? I'm so confused about if
We
you just
can't.
if
It's
you
the first
scroll
time we're seeing
down.
this.
Tom, we've seen this
We
video.
have seen this.
Play the video.
I'm telling you, we've seen
Go
this.
back up to the
Oh,
video.
wait a minute. You're right.
Play this video.
Ah!
I do remember this video, but wait a
Quiet
minute.
this,
We-
though.
Right, and we said, okay, I remember this now.
Yeah.
We said we felt like this guy was not in the board game hobby, but that he was really. Here's the problem, though.
Yeah.
Somebody's funding this.
Something's going
No,
on.
there's
here.
109 backers,
Right,
and it has
$21,000.
$21,000, and the
There's-
backers are not paying $200.
There's something going on. I'm also
Okay.
confused as to why all of it, there's just regular looking cards, and then all of a sudden there's just dogs. And I don't
Really?
Yeah, it's like if you scroll all the way down.
Well, his company is called Black Labrador or something.
I
or
know,
other.
but it's like, okay, cards, people. Wait, I think you went
Slow
too
down.
far. You went too far. Can you go up a little bit? Keep going. Dogs. There's just like dog. It's like you only wait to the part where I'm looking.
Wow,
at.
really?
Yeah, those are dogs. Light infantryman, ranger, dog.
A dog.
That's
And then
Mabel.
the next one,
That's actually Mabel.
right? Yeah. Grenadier, dog.
Wait, what's
Dragoon,
going on right now?
dog. I don't know what's going on.
Is that just a placeholder image
It
because he
might be
doesn't
an
have the
image.
artwork
It might be
yet?
an image, but if those are actually the cards, I'm very confused.
I'm not
This
going to lie.
page
I'm
looks rough.
suddenly interested
Yeah.
in this with
This
the
page
dogs.
Okay, I'm back in now. Sorry.
Loyalty, Liberty, or Alpo? I don't know. It's one of the
There's
three.
no way. I know we covered this before.
We've definitely covered this. It looked familiar to
You
me,
just
but
stepped into some sort of money laundering scheme.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It says it's his first project. If there was
I
one
would
he had
move
done
along,
before.
okay? Someone's about to put you on a list.
nothing good can come from this.
Actually, this is the last game for today, folks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
not many.
All right.
One Deck Galaxy. Mm-hmm. So this is obviously the sequel to One Deck Dungeon.
You guys played that?
Yes.
Yes. I've played both, the regular and the Forest of Shadows.
Is One Deck Dungeon, is that the one on, there is a digital version of that
Yes,
game?
there's
Yeah,
an app.
that one is on my digital shelf of opportunity.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Got it.
Have not played it.
It's a little rough of an app, but it'll get you the idea of the
Okay.
game. for
Yeah,
sure.
the
Okay.
problem I have, this game, I think this game feels neater than it is. When I played it, I'm like, at first I was like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like it's too lucky. That's the One Deck Dungeon.
Yeah.
And I know people always tell me I'm wrong, that you can mitigate luck. I
Right.
know you can mitigate luck, but if you roll all badly, there's nothing to mitigate.
They
Yeah.
make a big deal in the video here. Like the first point they make is we dealt with luck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Luck,
Like that's
Okay.
the first part of the video.
luck was an issue in One Deck Dungeon. My bigger
Well,
issue.
then I would be much more interested in it.
I'm hoping this is good because I agree with you. I like One Deck Dungeon. I think that it has some really neat ideas. My biggest issue with it was it felt a little one note. So we'll see. I'm assuming they're going to make this an iterative thing, right? Where they take maybe that core mechanism of how you have dice, and I'm sure this looks to me much more involved than either of the One Deck Dungeons, just off of the look of it.
Yeah.
Not loving the art,
Oh, I
but
don't mind
it
the
is
art.
Asmodi,
It's fine.
One note dungeon. That's what it is.
Note.
It's very popular though. One Deck Dungeon is very popular.
It
You
is.
see, it's almost
Yep.
4,000 backers. Can't
Yeah, it's
complain about that.
very good for a solo game for sure.
Okay.
Alrighty, well there you go. Those are the games. We're gonna take a little jump to Mark, and then we're gonna come back with, well, some stuff that's not games.
Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we only have two games to look at. One, we're going to be trying to save the environment, and we're going to be venturing out into interstellar space, and obviously trying to conquer it. All right folks, let's get to it. And first up, we have Meridian Empire in Space. Now, this is a light 4X game. It really is a 4X game, and the nice thing is that it is on that light side, so I was able to get my family to engage with it and so forth. So that I liked a lot. Now, the game is going to allow you to colonize worlds and explore planets, get resources and so forth, and try to conquer this new sector of space because you're moving on from Earth because you've used up all the resources. And then we have Terra Eternity, the Energy Challenge. Now, this is an environmentally friendly game, not just in theme, but in how the game is being produced. So on theme though, you're trying to build clean energy and remove carbon from the planet and collectively work together to do so. There is a competitive version of the game as well, but I find the cooperative version to be the way to play. And there's a whole cast of characters with special abilities that you can tap into, lots of decisions to be made, and how you spend your resources. Definitely check this one out. And so, for my pick of the week, all right, so I generally would jump right all over an empire building game in space, but Terra Eternity is beautifully produced, and they've really done a nice job with this game. I like all the decision making, and there's a dexterity element as you balance, literally balance CO2 or a disaster happens. So you have to place cubes on the globe and hope they don't fall off. If they do, you pull a disaster card and more terribleness happens. So lots of fun things around that, but there's also some learning in this game as well. So it is definitely my pick for this week, Terra Eternity. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please go check out our full preview. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
By the way, if you're ever wondering what games we cover here in Crowdsurfing, we usually cover projects that are ending in the next 7, 8, 9 days, and whatever I feel like covering. I'll cover what I feel like, which means if I don't feel like looking at a project, I won't, and if I do, I will. That's just the way it is. So, here we go.
That's a very complicated system, Tom.
I know, it really is. I bow to no one. I pick the games I want. Here we go. Non-board gaming stuff. Beasts of the Mesozoic T-Rex series action figures. This is making a lot of money.
A lot of money. This blew me away.
I am thinking of backing this, actually.
That's why it's making a bunch of money, because of suckers, dare I say?
I'm going to tell you what, unless
Like
this
this guy.
has at least 20 points of articulation, I'm out.
That's cool!
How many
No,
points
I'm
of
sorry, I'm sorry.
20 points of articulation!
I think you have to paint them, though, don't you?
What?
I don't know if you have to paint them or
no,
not.
I think you can get them
I
painted.
think they come pre-painted, right?
If you paint
My
out
question
the nose.
is,
They're really expensive. That's why I'm not going
my
to back
question is,
them.
how are these different from what you can get at literally any science museum or children's museum in the country?
Because
How
first
many
of all,
points of
most of them,
articulation do those have?
Right.
2.
Yeah.
all right,
Thousands.
you joke, but they don't. First of all, because
Okay.
I've been to those museums.
Okay.
They're really cheaply made.
Okay.
Go to those museums, look on the bottom. What's it going to say? Made in China, for sure.
Sure. These are
Where
not
do you
made
think
in
this
China?
is made,
Nothing
Tom?
made in China.
This is made in the U.S. I don't know, but I'm saying it's definitely. This is a hobby version of that.
All right.
Don't even get on your high horse about this when you pay for miniature games and you can go to the toy store and buy miniatures.
22 points of
No,
articulation.
but the ones you get in the
200
game are have more points of articulation.
Shut up!
I'm going to tell you what. You're paying how many dollars per point of articulation?
Right.
Let's figure that out.
Yeah, that would be great. Stretch goals, articulation.
DPA.
Right.
Am I the only person who
Dollars
think
per
this looks cool?
articulation.
I think, Tom, I'm with you. I think these
Thank
look
you.
amazing.
The only reason I'm not backing is because they're out of my price range.
Oh, yeah, same.
But I mean, I don't think these are priced the same as if you go to a comic book store and buy the statue of Thanos.
Right.
Let me tell you what I don't do when I go to the.
Again, no. then
I'm
stay out of your
kidding.
lane.
I'm kidding.
I am surprised this is making that much money.
am
There's
too.
clearly an audience for this.
There is.
People love dinos.
Yeah,
you know?
dinos are big.
Wow.
Dinos are hot.
It's insane.
Oh,
I
there's
like
some
the fact
stretch
that you
goals.
can pose them. If you have a statue, that's a cool thing to people. You can change how it looks.
I like that.
I'll tell
I
you
want to
what.
make mine stand like this, like a sexy T-Rex.
I want to have a lot of articulation in the T-Rex's arms. You know what I'm saying? They can.
You're just not gonna
Make
let
the
go.
T-Rex do the robot.
I'm gonna get a miniature of Mike made by one of these mini people, and the T-Rex is gonna be articulatingly eating it.
I like this.
I'd be down for that.
Throw your phone.
Okay.
This is fantastic.
All right, so this is okay. So actually, as dumb as this sounds, I don't think it's as dumb as it sounds.
Really?
Because what this is this sounds like I subscribe to a Twitter that one of the Twitter feeds I subscribe to. They show these guys and they use phones in different ways to get cool shots.
Yes, right.
So this is what that is. It's you're putting the phone in something and you're throwing it to get a cool shot.
These guys already did this with a GoPro.
Yes.
If you put a GoPro in something,
That's in here too.
yeah, and you throw that. The problem with a GoPro is that it kind of like the shape sort of makes sense
Right.
to throw and sort of it to be kind of facing the way it needs to be facing. For the phone, they had to make this ridiculous looking arrow
That's what I'm
front.
getting at. Yeah.
It's like attaching fins to a whistle and chucking it. It's like a weird shape.
My concern with this is, and I think this is a neat idea, if I was a photographer and I put something like this together to take a picture, but why would I buy one? If I wanted to take a picture of me throwing my phone, that's going to be interesting for like 5 pictures.
Yeah.
After that, what am I doing? Hey, we're at the Statue of Liberty. Throw the phone!
I think it's more for...
Like,
A lot of the footage they have here is people surfing, people at a cool spot.
Yeah.
It's aerial shots for promotional videos, for tourism videos on the cheap.
Right.
You know, you don't have to get a crane. You can then or a drone,
Yeah.
but a drone you might not be able to fly.
Right.
This isn't illegal.
So here's what we
So
need
when
to
we
do.
went to Niagara Falls, we couldn't. There was signs that said no drones.
you could throw your
You
phone.
can throw your phone.
You can throw that.
I'll tell you what.
Does this
There's your
float?
way around it.
In your face, government.
All I'm saying is next year at Gen Con, be prepared, everybody that goes. Phones will be flying around you. You're going to be ducking left and right from phones coming at you left and right.
These things are going to be hitting in the air. They're
Right.
gonna-
Let's get an aerial view of the Dice Tower booth. Go on!
All right.
I love it.
Second last project of the week, the spodstore.com pop-up sleep pods for your own safe space. Now, in a vacuum, you might think, not a terrible idea.
Right. It's like a little pop-up house, tiny house.
Yeah, this is not a tiny house. This is like a tiny
Tiny
room?
bed. Tiny room.
It's a box that you sleep in.
I'm
Yes,
going to tell you
okay,
what,
that's fine.
that front picture
What?
right there, what makes that picture is the teacup. That completes the
teacup.
look. The teacup
There's even a
is...
better picture coming
Yes.
No, but I also love that this was apparently put together in an airport. If you look at the seats in the background.
Definitely an airport. And that's definitely a hospital.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Next
then,
one's
but
the
this was my
best.
favorite.
This is the best.
If there's any place to sleep, it's right next to a guy with a jackhammer.
That's right. In a construction zone.
The guy's out there. Bah, 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 bah. You know
right.
that whole pod is just going up and down.
Yeah, of course.
But that's actually the number one problem with this.
That is?
You're going to the fact that
What is your number one problem
my
with
number one
this?
problem with this is you're going to die. Some teenage kids are going to be like, "Come on," and they're going to pick you up
Yep.
and throw you in a river,
or
off a bridge,
Right.
or hit you with a car. Are you kidding me?
You know sometimes how you
That's
have
not my number
ideas.
one problem with this.
Right,
but
yeah. I
okay.
mean, you know sometimes you have an idea, all right, in your head. And you might even go to paper and write it down, right? You've gone beyond conception to actually taking action, right? My biggest problem is that this went beyond the idea in the guy's head. And he actually...
It's a lady, in fact.
Oh, I'm sorry, this woman. I don't understand what the
I love
purpose
this picture,
of
by
this
the
is.
way.
I mean, is it
That
temporary?
picture frightened me.
Is it temporary housing? I mean,
No. It's like if
It's
you're
not.
out, if you're like
It's-
out of construction or somewhere, and you want to sleep, and apparently everyone around you is too mean to let you crash in their hotel room or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
This is for people going to Gen Con next year. They're going
Here's
to be in
my
the hallways.
biggest problem.
for people waiting for a PS5 at GameStop. I mean, what do we? I don't
Yeah, there you
understand the
go.
purpose of
Yes,
this.
right, exactly. That's
perfect.
exactly it. Here's the problem. This is enormous. The main pitch at the very absolute top of the page is, like, if your flight's delayed.
Okay.
Am I dragging this to the airport?
We're taking this
in
through
case
I didn't even think about
my
that.
flight is delayed?
Correct.
Maybe the airport will buy these, but you want me to buy one and drag it there? And then
Just
if
in
I'm not
case.
delayed, I'm like, hey, come get the pod. I didn't need it. Take it, and I'm going to hop on this flight. I'm confused.
I'm gonna tell you
this
what,
is not
also-
that small.
Somebody who gets, if this ever gets made, someone buys one. It's only like minutes before it goes on as an Airbnb. This is an Airbnb now for someone.
Yeah.
Waiting to happen, yeah.
Absolutely.
I can see the Airbnb.
Be in the heart of Seattle. No,
Right.
literally, you're in the middle of the street.
Yeah, why don't you want to? You can experience the sleep of being in a coffin.
That's correct, yes.
That's what frightens me.
But these
about
already
this.
exist. These are, I mean, something like this is at the Atlanta airport. There is, like that. You can rent like a place to pull in for a bed like this, and it's an excruciatingly high number. It's like $50, $60 a half hour.
Oh,
If you
just
need
to like
sleep somewhere.
decompress a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
But they're also in a room with an attendant standing outside where no one's gonna bother you.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting there in the airport and there's a box next to me, I'm like, wonder if someone
What's
in
in
there.
that box?
And if I'm an annoying teenager, I might kick the box.
Yeah, you're knocking on it. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, they come by, the security guard's like, you can't do that. I have my rights.
Oh, my goodness. I just cannot picture someone dragging this all the way in there.
What if they put it on wheels? How about that?
It is on wheels.
It is?
It folds flat.
Okay.
But even if you could fold that
Obviously,
in
you put
half,
a lot more. You put a lot more
I
research into
looked
this
at
than
this
I
because I
did.
kept going, who's dragging this anywhere? Look at the top. The main pitch
This is what it looks like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the.
I'm
prototype.
sorry, that looks like a roadie's box,
Yeah, it
like
does, yeah.
you know that you would take for a show. This is not small. This is insane. And the main thing is in airports, if flights are delayed for glamping.
That's right.
Like 8 of these sitting around like, oh, it's a slow flight. Anyway, all
I
right.
want to know how they're making the tea. I'm still caught up on the tea.
One last thing. Here we go.
$28.
The fart pedal. I just got this one.
Oh,
Sorry.
I think we
say,
missed this. We haven't
You
seen
threw me
this.
off here
No,
because
no.
this?
So this turns your guitar noises into fart noises.
We gotta
Alright.
hear this, I guess.
So the output is how much gas is in the mix. You can toggle between wet and dry.
Wow.
Wow.
Sounds about to burst in here. And you go, oh yeah!
Hang on, he's gonna demo it.
Oh.
This is normal so
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
Now let's hear the pedal.
Get to the fart.
Why does it have to be guitar? You can just press a button.
This is.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. But it's making 47,000.
Yeah,
Is this real? Is this really real? I mean,
I guess. But
This is a gift for dads at Christmas.
those all sounded pre-recorded, though. You know what I mean?
Right?
It cannot possibly modulate as many notes as are on a guitar.
No, this is completely a novelty, right? I mean, because
When you
Okay.
play, it does not matter. Is what I'm
no,
saying.
that's exactly
I get
it.
that. I believe that.
But I mean, like you have the things like what are they called? The vocoders, where you put the thing in your mouth, and,
Yeah.
and that's that Peter Frampton thing, right?
Right.
That actually you can still tell there are notes being played.
That's
and
what
things
I'm
like
saying,
That.
and
This is
this.
just fart
Well, wait, you
noise.
can see the fart pedal
oh,
jacket is
there you
good.
go.
The fart pedal, Highway to Hell.
They all
Stairway
sound
to
the
Heaven.
same.
Wow.
This has got to be like a joke for musicians,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just cracks me up that it exists.
It would be
Yeah.
cool if it made the note sound like a fart. And I could do like Sweet Home Alabama, but every note sounds like
There it is.
right.
Yeah. So you actually
This
know what's
is
being
not
played.
that. I don't think this is
Well,
that.
anyway, the guy making this though is not pretending that it's a serious
Yeah,
project.
it's a
Like
silly- yeah,
He's
silly
like, hey,
project.
it's a silly thing,
Of
Right.
course, of course.
which I think might be why it's doing better.
It's doing very well.
is.
I salute you, sir.
Salute your shorts. All right.
Wow.
And that is, before we go, let's do our choices. I didn't put a poll up today because Ruel's going to be the people's choice.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you want me to do
Z,
mine
we're going to go
or-
first if
okay,
you
go.
have anything.
Pass.
Mike.
I'm going to go, and actually, Ruel tipped me over a little bit because I was already interested in it, but the Artisans of Splendent Vale is the one that if I had it in front of me, I'd be most excited about playing of any of these. So I hope it turns out good. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it yet, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it's good.
This is
and-
like the obvious pick, actually. I guess
Yeah.
if I had to pick one.
yeah.
This
The
is the
fact
only
that
one
you
looks
played
like-
it and enjoyed it, that helps hearing
This looks complete, finalized,
Right.
interesting, bright, and attractive.
Right.
So this is like
Yeah, it's kind of a
the
tough
obvious
week,
one.
actually.
I have too
Yeah.
many campaign games.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just talking to you about
We were
this.
just talking
actually.
about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my pick. That's the one I have the most hope for.
All right. Well, mine is actually right next to it. It's going to be this one. Even though it's small, not
okay.
funding well, I almost picked the dinosaurs in your faces. All right. But
This has much more articulation.
How many
now.
articulation points are in this?
this looks fun. I like the adrenaline style, and I actually think that style of game, there's not a lot of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
To the point where
Yeah.
Adrenaline came out, Black Rose were like, it's like Adrenaline. And then there's not a lot of games
Right.
that
The one
do
from
this.
Yellow,
Yeah.
Ultimate Warriors
Yeah,
with a
with
Z
the
at
Z.
the end.
There's a few of them.
There's
but
very few.
I tend to like this, and I do like deck building, and I like the alien drawings. So I'm hoping
All right.
this one does well.
Yeah.
All right, what's the people?
The people. Well, the people. Artisans is amazing, you know, but because you picked it, I'm gonna
All right.
go with the dinosaurs. Come on, those
There
things
we
are
go.
awesome.
Now you can, you can feel
Dinosaurs.
vindicated.
Dinos
Ruel
are
is
hot.
coming back on the show.
Yes.
You know what?
Dinos are hot. Come on.
I'm about to pick that fart pill. That was gonna happen.
Alrighty, well there you go, folks. That is another Crowdsurfing. We're going to be back in 11 minutes with more Autumn Spectacular, starting with
Is it me?
Yeah,
It's,
Dreadful Circus.
Circus.
Dreadful Circus. Give or take a couple minutes. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
Z Garcia.
Ruel Gaviola.
Mike Delisio.
Have fun moving your dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Farting.
Fucking dinosaur.